In this video, I'm going to show you how to configure a skill in Watson Orchestrate and use it through the chat interface. First, I will show you how to invoke a skill using the new AI chat experience introduced last year in IBM watsonx Orchestrate, and then I'll show you how to do the same thing using the legacy chat so you can compare. Before we start, we're going to make sure that we work in a particular skill set. Skill sets are, as their name implied, a set of skills, and they're typically associated with an assistant. Now, there is a particular skill set that we need to work on if we want to expose this through the default chat interface. That skill set is called the Orchestrate agent skill set. So if you don't see this selected, change your dropdown and make sure that you're going to work on that space. Now, we're going to go to skill catalog. So this is the skill catalog. This is showing us all the applications Watson Orchestrate can interact with. For this example, we're going to work with box. So I'm going to search for box. Here I find it. And this is showing me all the out-of-the-box skills that I can configure to interact with box. The first time you interact with an app, you have to provide credentials. This can be in the form of user and password, or an API token, or just a URL granting access. And so I'm going to click on Connect App. I'm going to say I'm a non-admin user. And this is going to walk me through the connection process. So I'm going to grant access to Box, and what I'm doing here is telling the application to use the credentials of my users when we want to use Box. Okay, so I have configured Box and I'm ready to start using my skills. Now, if you want to use the skills in the default chat interface, there is a particular way in which you have to add this. So we're now going to move to that other place, and that is the AI agent configuration. And before I go here, I just want to show you the chat interface. So this is the new chat interface. In here, you can directly interact with an LLM. And if you configure the skills, you can also access those skills. Okay, so I'll come back to this in a moment. Now let me go to the AI agent configuration. For that agent I just showed you, for that chat interface, to be aware of what skills have been configured and can be used in that experience, you have to go to Apps and Skills. In order to do this, you have to have admin access to your instance of watsonx Orchestrate. If you don't have admin access, reach out to your admin to configure this part. Okay, so I'm going to go to Apps and Skills, and in here I'm going to see the application, and I can only see applications here that have connections defined for that skill set, the Orchestrate agent skill set. Okay, so I'm going to click on Box, and now I hear all the skills that I have seen in the previous screen. And this is a special place where I can add skills to the default chat interface. So I'm going to go with upload a file, and want to say I want to add it to the AI agent, the default chat interface. Okay, that's it. Now I can start using my skill directly from the chat interface. And so this is a new chat interface, and from here I can invoke skills if they have been configured. So I'm going to say upload a file, and this is going to look into the skills and assistants and agents, and it finds one that seems to match, which is the one we just created. And from here you can provide the information that is needed for this. I'm just going to select a particular folder here, and then I'm going to add the attachment. This is going to select this file, and then I'm just going to say apply. And what this is doing is uploading a file into Box. And we can go to Box and see if the file has been actually updated. Let me switch my screens. And here, this is the Box folder. I can see my file was successfully uploaded. So now I'm going to show you the legacy way of doing this, which I think is still some people are using it. So I'm going to change first the user interface here. I need to go to settings and go to chat version, and I'm going to say switch to legacy chat. Okay, so let me show you how the chat is going to look different. If I go here, now this is showing me the old version of Watson Orchestrate. So now I'm going to show you something similar but using this old interface. In this case, I'm going to work with the personal skills. So I'm going to go to my skill catalog, and I'm going to work in personal skills. So similar to the last time, I'm going to go into box here. Now, if I hadn't configured this, if I hadn't used this before, I will go here to connect, and I will follow the same process as we saw before. But I've done that already, and I have added this, upload a file. Okay, so because I've done that, now I can invoke this directly into my chat. So I'm going to go to the chat, and I'm going to say upload a file. So now this is asking me the same, or presenting me with the same form. In this case, I can follow the steps and upload the file. The difference between this and the new experience is, in this case, if you were adding skills into a skill set, you can immediately use them, and you can switch skill sets just by using this drop down. In the new experience, there is only one skill set that allows you to directly connect to the default user interface. If you don't want to go through the default user interface, then you have to create your own assistants or agents, and then you can also embed them in the user interface. And I'll explain how to do that in future lessons.